And what is up? It says that I'm live. Uh, to my one subscriber, whoever you may be, I appreciate you. And to anybody else who watches this in the future, I apologize that I've been neglecting this channel. It is a very important idea that I came up with, I feel. And I feel that this channel could be quite successful in many ways. First of which is helping people. Second of which is it could grow, be popular, and I could build a really awesome community, which would in turn help me monetize the channel and so on and so forth. But as well, it would also help me help people and build a community, which is what I'm after. So, pardon me, my drink's down on the floor in front of me. Very limited on space. But I do apologize that I've been neglecting this channel. I've been working a lot more on my other channel, which is it was my gaming and fitness channel. Then all the research I've done, it for me to grow and to gain an audience and a following, a community, and get somewhere, I learned that you have to be focused, so focused to the point that you could actually picture your audience, your target audience, down to are they single, married, kids, no kids, da 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 da, like down to the specifics. So, this channel, for those of you who don't know, I've decided to create and dedicate it and put forth the effort in trying to bridge the gap in between people on maintenance medication, battling the opioid epidemic, and regular recovery. Or, I mean, even the alcohol pill that makes you sick when you're drunk. I find that anything like that in actual recovery is looked at, it is looked at as a crutch. I myself have had this idea for a long time. I actually want to start a physical NA meeting for people that are on maintenance meds, because I myself know from being in recovery for almost 2 years myself, practicing abstinence, that people who are on maintenance meds get looked down on. And after being on maintenance meds for a number of years, being in 12-step NAAA recovery for 2 years in my past, I've been on both sides of the fence, and I don't feel that there is a good bridge and a good place to be as an addict in between those two places. I take nothing away from 12-step recovery. It is an awesome program. It can be an awesome program. It can also be a shitty program. It's all what you make of it. And I guess your area, the meetings that you have to go to, what rehab you may have went to, if you went to rehab or if you just quit on your own. It can go both ways. It could be shitty. It could be awesome. But I've been neglecting this channel. My game plan with it is to get up earlier every Saturday morning, go live, and either, look up some interesting topics in and around recovery, sit and talk about them. Eventually, when I have some more space, I would like to have people on to interview and sit and talk, as well as just get on here. Hope some addicts may see it. I need to start promoting it as well. Like I said, early on Saturdays, I think I'm going to call it like Saturday morning sobriety or something like that. And hey, thanks for stopping in, whoever's here. Are you my one subscriber? Thank you. Appreciate you. I do believe that I'm going to get on, excuse me, as I said, like a Saturday, every Saturday morning, do a live stream, maybe even start it off with the basis of an NA meeting. That's what I'm going to do today, as a matter of fact. I'm just going to go through, for anybody who has never been to a meeting, because I could only imagine now with maintenance meds how popular they are. I could see that in this world there's probably a good number of people that know nothing about recovery at all, just got on maintenance meds, and they're succeeding. They probably don't know what a meeting is. I'm sure their counselors may have asked them to go to meetings, or there could be people out there, that are not going through legal ways of getting maintenance meds and don't know what a meeting is. So today I looked it up online, just a regular old NA, Narcotics Anonymous meeting format, and I'm just going to go through as if I was running the meeting. I'll do all the readings myself. Eventually, it would be great, and I would also like to hook it up if anybody would like to join me to where we could do like a Skype thing, and I put that live on my channel as well, and people could do the readings with me or what have you. For anybody out there who has never been to a meeting, just to get a taste of it. Or, I mean, I have a lot of ideas, and like I said, I need to get space so I can get other people involved, and like I said, do some interview show type stuff. Whatever the case is, I need more space before I can do too much. But I want to get things started. I want to get off on the right foot. So, like I said, today, my idea for today was just to basically pretend that I'm running a Narcotics Anonymous meeting. So we'll start there. If anybody comes in, say hi, you want to chat, whatever. I'm going to have to start streaming through Streamlabs to this channel, though, so I can hear. On my gaming channel, I can hear. The computer will tell me what somebody types. It'll talk it out like a text to voice in my ear. So I will need that. I'll try to keep my eye on the chat as well. And I will get started. Excuse me as I look down at my phone to read this. I do not have it memorized, and it is, for me, even myself, it has been a large number of years. Well, not that large, but it's been some years since I've been to an actual meeting. So let's get started. Okay, now you would have a person, for those of you, like I said, who may not know, and I'd imagine, even though, like, in my mind, I can't see many people not have ever been to a meeting, just because that's my experience, but I'm sure there are people out there that haven't been. So you go to an NA meeting, AA meeting, what have you. You'll have people at the front which sort of lead the meeting. They'll pass out like laminated papers with these other readings. One of them is called Who's an Addict? One is What is the NA program? Another is Why we are here. Why are we here? Another one is How it works. And another one is the 12 traditions of NA. The way the meeting works, the person will read the first part, then they'll go around reading those readings. Then the person leading the meeting will take back over. It'll go through the end. They'll pass out key tags for clean time and stuff like that. And that's pretty much a meeting. So let's get started. Starts out with the person leading the meeting. Hello, I am an addict, and my name is Aaron. Welcome to, what am I going to call this? Welcome to Aaron's group of Narcotics Anonymous. That's just a name for today, since I didn't put any thought into it. Can we open this meeting with a moment of silence for the addict who still suffers, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer? And we will take our moment of silence. And we will say the we version of the Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And when I say God, I do not want to out anybody, make anybody feel uncomfortable that may not be religious. In any 12-step recovery program, you do not have to actually believe in God. If that's not the case, that's fine. But as long as you believe in some sort of higher power that can help ease your pain, help give your problems to some, even just like a foxhole prayer, like, God, please let me, or just please let me pass this test, or please let me get this job. Whoever you're saying that please to, whether it be the universe, some all-powerful being, that can be your higher power. So I say God because I was raised Catholic, but I don't want to weird anybody out. I want to put anybody off. So just know that your higher power can be anything from the Catholic God to a doorknob to a coffee cup. Anything that you believe in that has more power than yourself can be your higher power. But onward. Is there anyone here attending their first NA meeting or this meeting for the first time? If so, welcome. You are the most important people here. And that is the truth. The people who are fresh off the street, fresh out of rehab, the ones that are coming in trying to, if you're coming out of rehab, you're trying to keep that jargon, that knowledge, and the mindset from rehab going as long as possible. At least that's what it was for me. And other people like going to listen to other people talk, hear their stories. Some people like going to talk and tell their stories and what's going on in their day. But everybody, I was told before that out of every meeting that you go to, you will get something out of it if you're looking for it. But if you're going and you're just like, oh, I got to go to this fucking meeting again, then that's what you're going to get out of it. But if you're going and you're like, man, I had a horrible day and I need this, I need this, and you really hunger and look, you will maybe out of somebody who's talking, you can relate to their story, you will get something out of it. But anyway, so I'll read that part again. Is there anyone here attending their first NA meeting or this meeting for the first time? If so, welcome. You are the most important part, or the most important people here. Excuse me. There is one must that applies to everyone attending, that no drugs or paraphernalia be on your person at meetings. If you are carrying anything, please take it outside and leave it. Then you are welcome back in. This is for the protection of the meeting place and the NA fellowship as a whole. If you've used today, please listen to what is being said and talk to someone at the break or after the meeting. It costs nothing to belong to this fellowship. You are a member when you say you are. And then we go into the readings. And they say, could someone read? But they usually pass them out first. And someone will read, who is an addict? So, who is an addict? Most of us do not have to think twice about this question. We know. Our whole life and thinking was centered in drugs in one form or another. The getting and using and finding ways and means to get more. We live to use and use to live. Very simply, an addict is a man or woman whose life is controlled by drugs, alcohol, what have you. We are people in the grip of a continuing and progressive illness whose ends are always the same: jails, institutions, and death. And then they will ask for someone to read, what is the NA program? NA is a nonprofit fellowship or society of men and women for whom drugs had become a major problem. We are recovering addicts who meet regularly to help each other stay clean. This is a program of complete abstinence from all drugs. Now, in my opinion, and like I said, this is why I started this channel. This is a problem that I see in the world as being a huge issue, with as big as the opioid epidemic is in America, worldwide, and not just the opioid epidemic. I mean, cocaine, meth, all of it can be such a problem. Me personally, opiates was the one that I couldn't beat on my own. I was clean for 2 years. I relapsed. I ended up on methadone. I couldn't take methadone. It made me nod out, even if that's all I was doing was taking my dose every day. I would nod out while working. I couldn't do it. And that's how I ended up on Suboxone, and I've been on Suboxone ever since, and I'm succeeding. I wake up every day. I take my meds. I go about my day. I don't crave. I'm not using. I'm not drinking. and I'm succeeding in life. I'm doing fine. People in recovery look down on people like me because I'm leaning on a crutch. I'm not just, getting the withdrawals over with and, going through hell and just being clean, which I know is possible and I plan on doing it someday. But there are people out there just like me, regular cats that are just doing their thing, taking their meds, and not thinking twice about it. There has to be some sort of bridge. There has to be some sort of community. And I see this gray area as a huge fucking problem. And I know how I felt, and I know other people may not feel the same way. But to go to an NA meeting, and if I really need to share, not be able to because I'm still on Suboxone, I have nobody. That is the main goal, the main thought process behind this channel is to either create a community that understands that this is NAAA was created a long time ago, and abstinence is the way to go. I will not downplay AANA. I will not say they're wrong. I just feel that the recovery community as a whole needs to broaden their horizons, I guess, so to speak, for lack of a better term, and to open their minds to some alternative recovery. I don't plan on being on Suboxone until I die, but right now I'm fine. I'm okay being on it for now. And I don't feel that I should be looked down upon. I don't feel that I should be considered less than a regular recovering person that practices abstinence. And I don't think anybody should. That is actually taking their meds, not selling them, doing what they're supposed to, working, taking care of their family, all of that. If you're doing that, you're on Suboxone, you should be considered, or even methadone. People thrive on methadone, the Vivitrol shot, the pill that I can't remember the name of that keeps you from drinking, any of that. You should not be looked down on, and you should not be like a piece of shit because you're doing that. Because they tell you in NAAA, if I would have to go to have a tremendous back surgery, and I know I'm going to be prescribed pain medicine, it is okay for me to take it as long as I take it for the shortest amount of time as possible, and I'm responsible about it. If I can't control it, I give it to somebody else to give to me every day. When I'm supposed to take it, how many times a day, so on and so forth. So what's the fucking difference? That's my point. But anyway, so sorry about the rant. Let me get back to it. And I will start that part over again. I apologize. What is the Narcotics Anonymous program? NA is a nonprofit fellowship or society of men and women for whom drugs have become a major problem. We are recovering addicts who meet regularly to keep each other clean. The program is this is a program of complete abstinence from all drugs. There is only one requirement for membership: the desire to stop using. So again, I'm taking my Suboxone currently. I'm okay with taking it, but I guess I could say I desire to someday stop taking the Suboxone, just not right now. So I guess I should not be looked down upon for being on Suboxone when I go to a meeting, but 9 out of 10 times I would be. The only requirement for membership is the desire to stop using. We suggest that you keep an open mind, even more reason why I shouldn't be looked down on, and give yourself a break. Our program is a set of principles written so simply that we can follow them in our daily lives. The most important thing about them is that they work, and they do. There are no strings attached to NA. We are not affiliated with any other organizations. We have no initiation fees or dues, no pledges to sign, no promises to make to anyone. We are not connected with any political, religious, or law enforcement groups, and are under no surveillance at any time. Anyone may join us, regardless of age, race, sexual identity, creed, religion, or lack thereof. We are not interested in what or how much you used to use or who your connections were, what we have done in the past, how much or how little you have, but only in what you want to do about your problem and how we can help. The newcomer is the most important person at any meeting because we only keep what we have by giving it away. We have learned from our group experience that those who keep coming to our meetings regularly stay clean. And then they will ask for somebody to read why we are here. Why we are here. Before coming to the fellowship of NA, we could not manage our own lives. We could not live and enjoy life as other people do. We had to have something we excuse me, I'm sorry. We had to have something different and we thought we had found it in drugs. We placed their use ahead of our wealth of the welfare of our families, our wives, husbands, and our children. We had to have drugs at all costs. We did many people great harm, but most of all, we harmed ourselves. Through our inability to accept personal responsibilities, we are actually creating our own problems. We seem to be incapable of facing life on its own terms. Most of us realize that in our addiction, we were slowly committing suicide. But addiction is such a cunning enemy of life that we had lost the power to do anything about it. Many of us ended up in jail or sought help through medicine, religion, and psychiatry. None of these methods was sufficient for us. Our disease always resurfaced or continued to progress until, in desperation, we sought help from each other in Narcotics Anonymous. After coming to NA, we realized we were sick people, real sick. We suffered from a disease in which there was no known cure. It can, however, be arrested at some point and recovery is then possible. And then they would ask somebody to read how it works. How it works. If you want what we have to offer and are willing to make effort to get it, then you are ready to take certain steps. These are the principles that made our recovery possible, and these would be the 12 steps of recovery and the steps that you would work if you were in NAAA. You got yourself a sponsor, and your sponsor would help you work through these steps at your own pace. Some sponsors do it real fast and they think you should go through it once real quick and then start over and take your time just to get a taste of the steps. Other ones want you to take your time, and people stay on step one for numerous years. It just all depends on the sponsor and you, really. Okay. One, we admitted that we were powerless over our addiction and that our lives had become unmanageable. Two, we came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Three, we made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of the God as we understood him. Like I said, it could be anything, it doesn't have to be God. We made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. We admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. We were entirely ready to have God remove all of these defects of character. 7. We humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8. We made a list of all persons that we harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9. We made direct amends to such people whenever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. We continued to take a personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with the God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry the message to addicts and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. This sounds like a big order, and we can't do it all at once. We didn't become addicted in one day, so remember, easy does it. There is one thing more than anything else that will defeat us in our recovery. This is an attitude of indifference or intolerance towards spiritual principles. The three of these that are indispensable are honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. With these, we are well on our way. We feel that our approach to the disease of addiction is completely realistic, for the therapeutic value of one addict helping another is without parallel. We feel that our way is practical, for one addict can best understand and help another addict. We believe that the sooner we face our problems within our society and everyday living, just that much faster do we become acceptable, responsible, and productive members of that society. They're the only way to keep from returning to active addiction is to not take the first drug. If you are like us, you know that one is too many and 1,000 is never enough. We put great emphasis on this, for we know that when we use drugs in any form or substitute one for another, we release our addiction all over again. Thinking of alcohol as different from other drugs has caused a great many of addicts to relapse. Before we came to NA, many of us viewed alcohol separately, but we cannot afford to be confused about this. Alcohol is a drug. We are people with a disease of addiction who must abstain from all drugs in order to recover. Now, again, in my opinion, I see maintenance meds a little bit differently now after being on them. I have been through numerous counselors, psychiatrists back in the day, and you pick things up along the way, one. And two, once I got a little bit older, even before I got serious about being clean and serene and sober and living a decent life, I learned a lot of things from the counselors, psychiatrists, specialists, doctors, what have you. And then even after I got clean, I went into these things with like not the attitude, oh, here I got to go again. I went in and utilized everything about a counselor. I learned. I made a conscious note to tell myself, learn everything you can from this person, from this experience, from whatever, so you can really stay clean. Because honestly, I started using regularly at the age of 16, smoking weed. And then the culture that I grew up in this little rinky-dink shithole, it just progressed. It went from smoking weed. I never liked drinking because my parents drank. And I've tried beer and I hated the taste. And I mean, I did drink later in life, but I just shied away from drinking. So weed turned into a little bit of drinking, turned into here. I got these Percocets, try this. Hey, this is Adderall, try that. Hey, this is cocaine. You want to try this? Hey, here's an ounce of cocaine. Sell this. And that was a big step, but it just progressed and progressed and progressed until I got to the point where I was into much harder drugs way later on in life and couldn't kick. So I view maintenance meds a little bit differently. Like I said, me personally, methadone affected me a little differently than other people. I didn't do nothing wrong while on it, but I would take my dose and I'd be welding And then I'd wake up and there'd be a puddle of steel. I went for a sleep study. I went through all these tests and everything, and there was nothing wrong with me. So I was like, it's got to be the methadone. Got off the methadone, and now I'm just tired all the time because I wake up at 3 to go lift and then go to work, and I have twin daughters that I have to help raise, and I'm trying to manage 3 YouTube channels at once, which is sort of stupid, but this one has to go on. It has to prevail. I see that there's such a hole that people in maintenance meds could get into, and there is a huge gap between the community that I witnessed, that I was a part of, that I seen, the fellowship, the meeting new people, the like-minded people in NAAA, meeting other addicts, and knowing how I felt about being on maintenance meds. Because, like I said, I was in recovery first. And for the first 2, 3, 4 years that I was on any type of maintenance meds, I felt like a walking contradiction. I believed in my own mind that I was less than. I believed in my own mind that I was not succeeding. I believed in my own mind that I was worthless and helpless, and it just made me feel so guilty about being on something. And I don't think any addict should have to go through that. If you're really doing what you're supposed to, you're not lying, you're being honest with yourself and everybody else, and you're just waking up and taking your meds. Because, like, for me, honestly, I could take one Suboxone, I could take 20 Suboxone, and it's not going to make me feel any different. You don't catch a buzz when you have a steady level of it in your system. You don't get high. I don't get high. I don't feel any different. I could take 20, I could take a half, and it there's no difference. I don't feel any different. I don't get a high. I just don't. I've never went through withdrawal after I relapsed that last time, not yet, because I've been on a maintenance med ever since. I know it's going to happen. I know it's going to come. But that's the only difference. Like, I don't feel any different than anybody that is doing nothing. So, like I said, all the talk in the meeting, and like I said, I take nothing away from NAAA. The program works, but I know how I am, and I know how bad I felt, and I see this huge gap for people that are doing what they're supposed to on maintenance meds, and like I said, the community, the recovery, the friends I had and made, and the programs we went to, and teaming up, and getting some people together and going to meetings, the laughs, and to be that person on maintenance meds that has nobody. Like, there's this lonely life with, it's like being a dry drunk, they say. But anyway, I'm sorry to ramble on. I'm very passionate about why I started this channel, which just, I don't quite know what direction to take it yet, so I've been hesitant to keep making videos, but no more. Like I said, at least once every Saturday. I'm going to try to do it earlier in the morning so I can work on my other channels and stuff. At least an hour to go through this and do like a meeting, or just hopefully some people come on to talk or chat, or just, I'll be here if you want to just tell me how your day went, if you're having a hard time, just so you have somebody to talk to. But I'm going to try to be here every Saturday morning at the least. But anyway, after that reading, which was how it works, then there's one more reading, the 12 traditions of NA. The 12 traditions of NA. We keep what we have only with vigilance, and just as freedom for the individual comes from the 12 steps, so freedom for the group springs from our traditions. As long as the ties that bind us together are stronger than those that would tear us apart, all will be well. And there's a list of 12 of them, of course, the 12 traditions. Duh. 1. Our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends on NA unity. 2. For our group purpose, there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God, as he may express himself in our group conscious. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. The only requirement of 3, or Yes, 3. The only requirement for membership is the desire to stop using. Yet another reason why I feel people are wrong for looking down on people like me. 4. Each group should be autonomous except for in matters affecting other groups or NA as a whole. 5. Each group has but one primary purpose: to carry the message to the addict who still suffers. 6. An NA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the NA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, or prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7. Every NA group ought to be fully self supporting, declining outside contributions. 8. Narcotics Anonymous should remain forever non professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9. NA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those controversies, or to those, yes, to those they serve. I apologize. 10. Narcotics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the NA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11. Our public relation policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. 12. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all of our traditions, even reminding us to place principles before personalities. And that's that. And that's where it's ending here on this little guide that I pulled up. But I apologize. Um, There are other things that go on in a meeting. I don't know where the breaks would go, or I can't remember because, like I said, it's been a while and that's bad of me. But I can't remember if there's breaks in between these or if now they would do like key tags and you get a keychain for your first day clean. I don't know, first one for a week, but then there's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and I can't remember the progression. And some meetings will give out coins and same progression. There's always key tags for the most part, and they're free, and they give them out to use as sort of just a little symbol of your achievement. And you'll give out key tags, and depending on what type of meeting it is, you may have a speaker that just comes in and tells you their life story or their addiction story, or it could just be a story meeting where they have an open floor and you pass the mic around talking about your day if you're having a hard time staying clean. And I forget the other types of meetings. I know there's speaker meetings. Like I said, I know there's like an open floor, like a story type meeting. And like I said, I take absolutely nothing away from 12 step. Nothing. And I don't know much about, I know there's other rehabs out there like that do physical labor work at farms. And I had a friend that went to one of them, an acquaintance rather, like we weren't close, but he went to this one. It was like in Michigan or Wisconsin. And he said they didn't do 12 steps. They did something different. Throughout the course of this channel being around, I will do some research, look into it, see what it's all about, but I don't know enough about it to say anything about it, but I'm definitely curious. So I would like to know what they're about as well. And I don't take the point I'm trying to make is I don't take anything from that type of recovery either, because from what I know somebody who went to that type of rehab and he did do well, at least the last that I seen him. This was a while ago. I don't know what he's into now, but I know for a time he was doing good. So I take away nothing from any rehab that practices abstinence or any program that practices abstinence. I just know that there is a huge void for people on maintenance meds, and I need to try to do something about it because I don't see anybody else doing anything about it that I know of. So, uh, with that being said, I've been on now for about 40 minutes. I do see that there's one person here, I do believe still. I think that's what that means. It's been a while since I streamed live straight through YouTube. Uh, if you're there, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. My one lonely subscriber so far. But hey, you got to start somewhere, right? And I've always wanted to help people ever since my first time in rehab. I've only ever gone twice. And just so everybody out there knows, when the time comes and I decide that I'm no longer going to be on maintenance meds, if I have to, if I get down, if I'm going to wean myself down, and when I get to that point where if I can't get off, I'm going back to rehab. It works. You remove yourself from everything you know, you go around a bunch of strangers, you feel like complete and total hell for about 7 days. It lasted for me. And then it started climbing back up. And I felt so good. For those of you who know about the rehab high, I rode the wave. I felt, and the best thing about it was the last time I got out of rehab, I was laid off when I went in, when the bottom fell out of the economy. I think it was like 09. And I was collecting unemployment, so my bills were paid. And at that point in time, when the economy was as bad as it was, like it was a depression for real, you could collect unemployment for a really long time. So my bills were paid. I didn't have nothing to worry about. I mean, I was broke, but my bills were paid. So it was like I could just recover. I did 90 meetings, 90 days, got myself a sponsor. Didn't really start getting into the step work and everything because, like I said, I was taking my time with the program. I wasn't trying to rush into things. I mean, I could say I was working step one the whole time, realizing that your life had become unmanageable. And, or, no, see, I can't even remember it. It's been so long. I want to get the wording right. So bear with me. We admitted that we were powerless over our addictions and that our lives had become unmanageable because the 12-step program is all about letting go and understanding that you shouldn't use, because you shouldn't use anything, including maintenance meds. I understand, but like I said, it's that fine line. You shouldn't use anything because you have to give it up to the higher power of your understanding that they can run the show for you, and you know that you shouldn't pick up, and that you should just really look at life in the light of just trying to do what your higher power has laid out for you. It's a program of not taking your control and trying to control the situation and having willpower, but being able to let go and understand that you need help and that other people can help you and your higher power can help you. And like I said, I absolutely love the 12-step programs that are out there. I don't like the people that look down on you because you're on maintenance meds, and we have to do something about it. So my one subscriber and anybody else who may watch this, help me build this community up. Let's make it a good thing. Like I said, I have ideas for possibly, you know, getting other people on like a Skype, Google Duo thing and running it live like this, maybe like interviews talking about addiction, telling stories. I have all kind of good ideas. And again, I can't do it alone, but it needs to be done. I'm open to ideas. I just I really, really see such a huge void here, and I would love to I'm going to try to do something about it. Whether it works or not is yet to be seen. But the fact of the matter is, us people on maintenance meds get the shaft and we get looked down on, and something needs to be done. And I just may be the mother lover that can do it. So, all of that being said, I hope that this helped somebody today. I hope that I pull some people in today. Well, not just today. If anybody's watching this on the replay, leave me a message, leave me a like, subscribe so I know that somebody else is into my ideas, somebody else agrees. And you can also, if you're into video games are like therapy to me. Better than therapy to me. To a point. Like, when me and the mother of my twins broke up, real bad time, real dark, depressed. The only thing I could do to keep my mind off of things was play video games. Like, video games are the only thing that I personally can do that completely removes me, or that can completely remove me from the rest of the world. I can be completely depressed and, down and sad or pissed off or worried, anxiety, filled with anxiety. And I could start playing a video game within 5 to 10, boom, I feel good. I don't know how loud the volume is. Hopefully it's loud enough. I know the last video I did, I was like trying to scream because the little sound indicator that YouTube gives you was way down at the bottom. And I'm like leaning up on the mic trying to talk loud. And then I listened to the video back and everything was like super loud. So hopefully the sound levels are good. I wish somebody would let me know. I wish some people would come in so I could ask some questions, because that's the best way for me to adjust the sound and stuff. But if you like gaming, check out my other channel. It's True Masterson, just like it sounds. It's spelled TrueMasterson. I like to play on words. I used to write lyrics and stuff, and I'm into wordplay. And I thought it was hilarious, because you too can be a true master, son. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it was funny. I like it. It is what it is. It's sort of corny, but it's me. So give a motherfucker a break. If you have little ones and they watch YouTube, please implore them to stop by Twinzie Toy Talk. That is my twin girls channel. TWINZIE, Twinzie Toy Talk. They do some fun toy stuff, some blog stuff. That's another thing I've sort of been neglecting, and I've sort of gotten lazy, and I've just been sitting around streaming gameplay, it's still work. To play a video game, everybody thinks like, oh, whatever. But it's frustrating. You're sitting there trying to figure things out, and to stream it, you have to sort of try to keep talking and stay awake. Like, there's times before I started all of this where I'd be playing video games and and then like an hour later, I'll wake up and I still start going out at times when I'm tired. Because like I said, I get up at 3 a.m. Monday through Friday, go to the gym, put an hour and a half, 2 hours, 45 minutes, whatever I get in by the time I get there, because it's so hard waking up that early to go and lift hundreds of pounds, or try to. So I still fall asleep sometimes now, and I'm trying to like not do that. And that's why I'm sort of starting. I got the base of my schedule down to manage all of these channels, spend time with my daughters, help raise them, and work and lift. And I've decided I'm going to stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, my video game stuff, go live, stream gameplay, or whatever. But I'm definitely streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, starting at 7 Eastern time in the U.S., Eastern Standard Time, or whatever it is. So you can catch me there on Twitch, YouTube, DLive, and I do believe it still goes to my personal Facebook page at Aaron Babich, Babich. But I would appreciate if you watch me on Twitch or YouTube, because that's where I'm trying to grow to eventually hopefully make money from this sometime, so I can put more work into it, so I can manage these channels better. I can help more people. because I really want to do this full time someday. And it's possible, it's free to get started, and I'm going to keep working at it until I get there. And my daughters are super into it too. But it's like, I'm at the point right now where I don't want to feel like I'm forcing them to do a video. I want them to more come to me because I don't want to feel like I'm making them do it. And I don't want them to feel like I'm making them do it. But that's all they do is watch YouTube videos and they love it. So I was like, Daddy can do that for you. You can be them. You can do that. Like, and so yeah, if you have little ones, we're gonna get their channel up and rolling too. I'm probably gonna post a video soon across all 3 channels. It is our New Year's thing, and that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna reserve a little spot on this channel, my gaming channel, and of course the girls' channel for family blog stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we went downtown, Johnstown, for New Year's this year. Well, we've gone for the past like 3 years in a row, I think. They do a nice sober event down there. They have stuff at the county library for the kids and clowns and free popcorn, and there's music playing there, and all these different churches peppered through downtown, and there's, food, some hot dogs and stuff. Then there's fireworks at the end of it. And we've been doing that every year. So across all 3 channels, I would like to share our family stuff. You know what I mean? Another reason that I think about doing this, and I mean, well, I've been thinking lately about when I do pass that these videos are going to be on the internet and my daughters are going to watch them at some point. You know what I mean? So I'm almost about to cry thinking about it, but I want them to look back at this and be proud. And hopefully I'm successful, especially with this channel, because I can help people and I want them to see where they come from and the heart that they got from me. You know what I mean? The attitude, the the aura, the spirit that they have because of their dad that I'm trying to give them. So someday they will end up watching this, I'd imagine, after I'm gone. So, but anyway, I'm rambling now. We're 52 minutes in. Again, I hope I helped somebody today. I'm going to be here every Saturday for now. If the channel picks up and starts doing well and more people are coming in, I'm getting more viewership, then it may be more than that. But as a base schedule for now to get started, I'm streaming live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, starting 7 p.m. standard time. Not until real late, depending. Every Saturday in the morning, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to stretch, I'm going to get on here for however many hours it ends up being. If a bunch of people come in and it runs on, it runs on. But I'm thinking of starting that at I'm not set in stone yet on the time. Anywhere between like 7 and 9 a.m. Eastern time, of course. Talk recovery, talk maintenance meds, help people, that sort of thing to get it going. And Twinsy Toy Talk, it's when we can do it. My schedule with the girls is sort of sporadic. I only have them like 12 or 13 days a month, which sucks. I used to have 50-50 custody for the first 4 years of their life. And their mother took it from me. And it sucks. I figured out the other day, by the time my daughters are the age 12, I will have missed out on a whole year of them growing, becoming the beautiful young ladies that they're going to be. And it sucks. And I really wish that my ex would think about that sometimes, Hey, what are you going to do? Keep fighting the good fight, right? But so their videos will be when we can do them, because I have a lot of work between these 2 channels. And like I said, I don't want to feel like I'm forcing them to do videos, but I feel that they can probably grow a lot faster than I can if I start focusing more on their stuff. So I need to start focusing on theirs. I told them that we needed to at least try to do one video when they were here, even if it's a live stream and I don't have to edit it. They just go live and I could do everything, like whatever they want to do, just do it live rather than having to go back and edit. Because when I get to editing, whew, I'll sit there all day getting everything just as right as I can with my skill set as it is now. So, but anyway, again, please reach out if you're interested. I'll be here. You can just leave a comment here. I will get notified of it, sort of just like a chat application. And I hope that this channel really takes off, because there is a huge gap. There is gray area, and it's not good gray area that needs filled. And there is a community that needs to be built, in my opinion, for people that are on maintenance meds, to where people that just step right on to maintenance meds, never had any recovery experience in any type of program, people like me can be there for them, because I've done recovery, I've done maintenance meds, I'm still succeeding, I'm doing okay. I know most people, hardcore Strickler by the book 12 steppers, are going to say that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to and I'm just leaning on a crutch and I'm this and I'm that. But the fact of the matter is, I'm doing fine and I have a lot of knowledge. I'm sure there are other people out there that are like me that have a lot of knowledge and are on maintenance meds and have been on both sides, and we need to do this. So this is my call to arms. Let's do the damn thing. But until the next time, my people, my family, my folks, my friends, my one subscriber, but I usually say my subscribers, my peeps, my followers, what have you, over and out.